Good afternoon, everybody. Good night to Will Potter,
Good
who
night
was
and
kind enough to
goodbye.
stay up late with us. It's what, 10 o'clock where you are?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so the sun set a little while ago, whereas Philip Bond's out in sunny California, and he's like, "Can we get this over with so I can go eat lunch and go to the beach?"
The
Yeah.
sun set on the UK sometime in late July.
Like July. So, how's it going, guys? It's been a little while.
Um, well,
It's been good. I mean, so, Philip, what have you been doing all this time?
what have I been doing? I've been trying to draw. We actually had we had the LA Comic Con just this weekend, so that's put a sort of
Okay.
like that put a hold on a little bit of Giza, a few Giza updates. But we're like Giza's doing very well, very well. We like ran straight through our initial initial target, like
Yeah, I saw that.
in like 24 hours, didn't we? Something like that. Or no,
Uh,
2 hours. Two
in
hours.
2.5 hours.
Yeah.
Two and a half
Yeah,
hours.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So this is all great. We've been
Yeah.
away for
Uh,
about a year
I,
since the last launch of Giza 2. And it's always a worry with like a second, third, fourth issue, whatever, that people are still going to want to read it. But it's been fantastic, the response. We're on track to do as well as the last issue, which is as much as we could hope for.
Yeah.
right.
So people obviously like what we did and keen to see some more.
I think I backed it like 10 minutes after you guys had put it up, and it was already
Thank
like a
you.
quarter of the way there.
I know it's those artwork tiers,
Yeah.
the high level artwork tiers that really sort of pulled people in at the like from the
Are
gate,
you
you
saying
know.
that you have fans, Phil? People want your artwork.
Apparently so, and it's been like terrible sort of trying to I'd love to be able to do like 100, 200 of these like little drawings for people, but the book itself actually has to be made yet as well. So got to
Well, this is
concentrate on
exactly
that
what I
now.
said when people were emailing me saying, "Oh, I missed out on the tier to get some original Philip Bond artwork."
Yeah,
I said, "I'm sorry, I don't want him to do anymore because I want him to finish the book."
yeah,
And it makes it clear, like Philip said, that he was away for the weekend to Comic Con
Right.
in LA, and when there's no art to share, things go
Right.
quiet. Everybody's here for Philip; they're not here for me.
oh,
Oh,
I'm
I
just.
don't know. I mean, you write a pretty funny comic, Will.
Thank you very much, but
Um,
it's doubly funny with Philip's artwork, actually.
I will agree that he has the funny art down. Um,
the funny art, thanks.
well, I mean, you've got
I,
some pretty serious sight
I,
gags going in these books.
yeah, I take it. I take that in good spirit. Yeah,
Yeah.
I do funny art. Yes,
Absolutely, what you're saying about side gags, it's packed full of Easter eggs. Some of them that
Yeah.
I put into the script, a lot of them that Philip just drops in the background. Famous cameos, settings, record sleeves, all kinds of stuff that people who, especially if they know the period that we're writing about, like the early '90s, will really love and recognize from that period, from that time.
hopefully recognize.
Uh,
I wouldn't say I'm particularly good at like caricatures or anything recognizable. If you see anything in the background and you think you recognize them, there's a like 50-50 chance it might actually be someone, or
well,
it might just be someone I just made up.
I am going to say, Phil, that on I think it's page 10, one of in the hotel in issue 2, the guy
Uh-huh.
sitting on the furniture not supposed to be sitting on, flipping off the bellboy. I assume that his T-shirt is a reference to the band Tad, but I decided that you were really just saying hi to me.
That was just a happy coincidence. It was actually that was one of Will's ideas. Usually, sort of by the time I'm like sort of finished a page or finished a scene, I'm drawing like there'll always be like a bunch of blank T-shirts somewhere that I just like I do the main ones, and then I'll like write to Will and say, Will, we've got like so and so, got such and such character. The time period is 1994. What would they be wearing on their T-shirt? And Will comes up with a list.
Yeah, well,
Oh,
it's
there you
quite
go.
difficult to do now because there are so many companies would like automatically generate a T-shirt from that period, which is
Right.
like not an original. So trying to
Yeah.
track down specific T-shirts that were around that time is quite
You,
hard. I
you're
will
telling
mention,
me
by the way,
about it.
that scene that you mentioned of Stan, the roadie, sitting on the Philip Stark chair, was a real life incident with me when my band Cud went to New York for the first time and got put up in the was it Metropolis Hotel, and yes, I sat down on this shiny stainless steel like designer chair, and immediately one of the groomed staff came over and told me to remove myself.
They probably have someone constantly on staff just to tell British musicians not to sit on the Philippe Stark.
Yeah. So, anyway, by the way, well, like we're here talking about Geezer. Are the people who are going to watch this, are they going to know what Geezer is? Do we need to?
Well, I mean,
anything
at
again?
some point, I was going to introduce it to them, and thankfully, they only have to listen. Nobody has to see our ugly faces.
Ah,
We get to see each other and talk about pretty things. But
yeah, I put a shirt on for this.
yeah, I mean, if you want to take it off, you can. But I mean, if it makes Will pass out.
So the thing is, I can like block him out. I can just open a little window to cover that.
So, yeah, no, I mean, you talking about the t-shirts generated all over the place. I work in a high school, so I'm always looking at t-shirts on people, and I'm just like, okay, do they know the band or do they not? And I don't like to be a gatekeeper. I don't like to be like oh, what's your favorite song from them? If they know the band at all, I'll let them wear the t-shirt. But it's really, really disturbing how many people don't even know that their t-shirts are for bands.
Yeah. You see, I guess, over here, I guess it's the same in the States, that you get these like cheap bargain fashion shops where kids like preteens just go in and buy a Nirvana or
Mhm.
a Ramones
Yeah,
t-shirt,
totally. Yep.
and because they like the pattern or the
Yeah.
style, and no inclination to actually listen to the band.
Yeah, see, we have them in department stores here even.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'll say, oh, cool Nirvana t-shirt. Oh, I got it at Old Navy. Well, do you know Nirvana? What do you mean no Nirvana? It's a cool t-shirt. And I'm like, we'll have to play some Nirvana for you sometime.
Well, that is the thing. Obviously, happens that they turn up back home, and mum or dad just sit down and listen to this, and then you can claim, then you can
Right.
carry on wearing the t-shirt. But I will say that we have no qualms whatsoever about selling Geezer t-shirts. We will sell them to whomever.
Yeah. We don't care if you know Geezer at all. You can buy our t-shirts.
We don't care if you were an original
Absolutely.
fan in the 90s.
That sounds like a plan.
You've just discovered them in the last few years.
Do we have a
fine.
new Geezer t-shirt, or are we still working on selling the old Geezer t-shirt?
We don't like to say we're selling old stock, but yeah, the last couple of launches of Geezer, we had so much merchandise that it was overwhelming, really, and quite a lot.
I know, because I own way too much of it. I mean, I own just the right amount of it.
Yeah, I think we decided to hold back and focus on the actual book this time. What we do have is rather special as an extra, which is the Rich and Strange comic, which was in a way, prequel to the Britpop era comic that Philip and I collaborated on, starring my band Cud and starring me as someone just a little bit older than myself.
I thought you starred in this one too.
Yeah, we basically it was a comic we did in sections in parts.
Yeah, this was like
Shelley Bill's imprint, and it was great. It was just about 22 pages of comic, and then that disappeared, and now finally we have the rights for it. So we're printing it as a full, like, was it 32-page comic with extra features in
Oh, nice.
volume. So we're including that as an add-on for Giza. So if people want more of Philip's artwork, which they generally do, then they have an opportunity to get a lot more art.
I mean,
It's
somehow he's
really
built
nice.
this reputation
Sorry.
for himself.
It's a really nice little package. I just wanted to say this as well. It just fit really nicely. It's a really nice little story, like hilarious and self-referential, and it really sort of does tie in nicely with the whole Giza thing. It sort of fits in. So it's the same like sense of humor, and it's the same sort of like it's hilarious.
It's the same universe, basically. It's
Yeah.
it's the Giza-verse. Cud are in the Giza-verse. They appear on badges and on some of the same billing.
Right.
But in this case, they're supporting Giza.
Well, in that case, I need to ask: is Martin Bland as bland and annoying in real life? I mean, you toured with him.
He's certainly not bland. He's got a bit of an ego, even when he's bottom of the bill. He thinks of himself as the main attraction.
Well, isn't that where they put the main attraction at the bottom so people will read it first?
Well, often they're there when people are drifting in and looking at the merchandise stand. But Martin chose the name Bland, I believe. It was almost like a void. He wanted to erase his real who he really was. So you can put whatever character you want onto him. I certainly don't think he's a bland personality.
Yes, he sort of like constantly reinvents himself on a whim, so he's not he's never boring.
Have you touched base with him lately? What's he up to? I mean, Oasis just got back together. Is Martin trying to? Yeah.
What is he up to?
Well, constantly he's as far as I know, he's because he doesn't allow me to make a personal visit. He lives somewhere on the outskirts of London and visits social media occasionally to criticize what me and Philip are doing, feeling that we've just picked up the silliest moments of his story and exaggerated them, so he comes out looking foolish.
Yeah.
When actually he was fairly successful and on the cusp of breaking it big when circumstances like other band members just made it impossible for him to achieve all his goals.
His backing band revolted. Is that what you're trying to say?
There's a bit of
revolting backing
basically
band?
they didn't like to be referred to as his backing band, and so when he did it for the 100th time, then they walked out.
They waited for 100 times.
Pretty much every interview that he did, I believe.
So
the chances
where
of them getting back together to support Oasis are pretty slim. One, because Martin's fallen out with the rest of the band, and two, because Oasis just would not have them.
Well, I mean, could it be a scenario where Geezer replaced their frontman? I mean, could we pull some Van Halen or Journey here?
Oh man, who owns the Giza trademark?
That's quite possible. I think you probably find out that me and Philip own the Giza trademark. So if we wanted to form a Giza band, we could without Martin. And in fact, it has crossed my mind because I've been, I wrote a tune to go with the launch of the second issue. I've already and I've got the guitarist in my band Cud to write for it as well. So there's the possibility that Cud might just become Giza at some point because it might be more lucrative to be a Britpop pastiche.
You think like it's a little disingenuous not to have any of the original members in the band though? I mean, like reforming a band is one thing, but there's always someone from the original band.
Yeah, well,
I mean,
that's what happens with some of these bands who've been around a long while. That the member of the kind of original band is actually someone who joined their third iteration,
Mm.
So, like for example, Cud have got our second drummer, so it's quite possible in about 10 years' time, Cud will still be going with that drummer and none of the original members.
Yeah.
But there's bands like the Drifters. A lot of these like 60s bands go together, and there's just there's nobody from the original band. There's just someone who signed up as a session musician at some point.
Yeah, he's somehow inherited the trademark.
Yeah. Well, I like the idea
I
actually.
mean,
Maybe there could be more than one geezer. That me and Philip will.
that was the other thing I was going to
And then
suggest.
Martin will come back. He'll be like Martin Bland's geezer.
Mm.
Or I mean, they had to go by the London geezers, so just start in Manchester, and then
The reason
come to the States, you could be the Manchester geezer.
Yep.
Well, you understand why they're called London geezer. It's
I
because there was
do.
already
The
yeah,
Cleveland band.
This is it's I got this because there were several bands from the period who went to the States. Had to change, like Suede had to become London Suede.
Yep.
The Charlatans had to be Charlatans UK.
Okay.
So this is quite common. But when Cud went over to the States, we could retain our name because we had such a really bad name that nobody wanted it in the States.
That's surprising. Nobody was in a band called Cud.
And I make a joke that the reason that Cud is still going is to protect our name, to make sure that no one else claims it. It's the only reason.
And by the way, if anybody wants to know the origin of the name Cud, then they need to pick up the Rich and Strange comic that can come along with their issue of Geezer. If you get Rich and Strange, you will find out the origins of the name Cud.
That to me sounds like a very good idea. Let me pull up our different tiers on Geezer. I should have done this ages ago. And obviously you can't get any of the art tier anymore because Philip is very, very popular.
Well, there are fewer tiers in this time. There's this, you basically can get issue 3, you can get issue 1 and 2 as well. But a lot of the stuff is add-ons, so you can focus on the comic, pick up Rich and Strange, you can pick up T-shirts, back issues, like that.
So in terms of our rewards, you can get your $5 digital, but really for $5 more you can get the physicals. So why on earth would you just stop at the digital?
Yeah, basically for $5 more, we will post the digital copy to you.
Right. The Rich and Strange is an add-on there. You can get all 3 for $22. That's quite a bargain. That's like $8 off if they were $10 a piece.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Well, I mean, it surprises me that there are people who've not read the first few issues.
Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Coming on because they just got the last one. So.
I had seen the black and white logo and I have the 3-color logo, but I don't think I'd seen the red band T-shirt.
Yeah, that was.
I'm gonna have to order another Geezer shirt.
I think that was a high tier one from last year, wasn't it? So it didn't really sort of go out to enough people. So we're gonna get that out.
Yeah, basically, I've got a garage full of those lovely T-shirts. It's a beautiful design. You will see it when you see. It's like a lovely picture of the band that Philip did on stage.
And I'm seeing it. I'm totally digging it here.
Yeah, it's reminiscent of the classic Love and Rockets cover, I think.
Yes.
So just the color,
And how come Love and Rockets didn't have to be Love and Rockets UK? I was just talking with Beto, and he said it was actually a big issue because people were buying Love and Rockets T-shirts and posters from the band to support the comic, except that then the comic didn't get the money.
I don't know who came first. I don't actually know.
The comic came first.
Yeah,
is that right?
Yeah. They had to have some discussions.
I guess it's because it's a band.
I'm going to take it from Beto.
That it's for us. We've trademarked both the comic and the band. So
Yeah.
there'll be no complication there. All the t-shirt
Well, at least until somebody calls themselves the Liverpool Geezer. Did you trademark that as well?
No, he didn't. But they
I think
can go if they want. I actually quite like the idea that every single town and city in the UK has a geese,
I like that idea a lot.
and we can have a
See,
festival.
see,
They
see,
can
see,
all
see,
play,
we're brainstorming right here, Will.
yeah.
These are
this is
future
great.
issues.
That would be an amazing festival, yeah.
The Isle of Geezer.
Wasn't there a thing? Wasn't a Grant Morrison Batman period where like Batman Incorporated, where you had like
Yeah.
a
Yes.
Batman unit in every kind of like country. So we'll be like that really. The Geezerverse is going to expand. First of all, we'll have like a geezer in every single town and city, and then we'll have a multiverse.
Oh, well, so okay. This we need to flesh out a little bit. What would be the first splitting point to create the Geezer multiverse?
I don't know.
Would he be Michael Bland instead of Martin Bland? Would that be the?
Well, in a parallel universe, there's a band called Weezer.
There is. You know, Weezer is very popular for their covers. Do you think that Geezer will ever get into covering other artists' work? And if so, what songs do you think
Well,
Martin would sing the
did,
best?
Well, I know the answer to that because I actually like put together a set list,
Oh,
which was photographed in and shown in the last issue, which hinted
yes,
that
it was.
they did a cover of Obla Di Obla Da.
Fantastic.
Now, I've
one of the
I've
Beatles'
never
more popular
split off the
numbers.
tracks to find out, but I have heard rumor
Hmm.
that was like a 16-track recording, and there is one track that is just John repeating over and over again, "This is dumb. This is so dumb."
Well, I'd love to hear that. Well, the idea for
I don't
them,
know for certain. This is just the rumor that I've heard.
well, basically the reason the idea about Geezer doing Obla Di Obla Da was because Oasis did I Am the Walrus. So I thought they were thinking that'd be really cool doing I'm the Walrus. So I was going to have Geezer choose one of the cheesiest Beatles songs to do.
Oh, be nice to Paul.
I like that song.
Ah,
Yeah, I like it too.
see
I
the
like
prop.
It's got some really sort
I
of
do.
like.
It is fun. It's fun.
It's not just fun.
Hey.
It's moving.
It's moving. I don't know if I'll go that far.
Yes. It's there's a certain sort of yeah. I'm not.
No, I. Oh,
Are you all right
we're
there? Is it
completely off the
tied
rails
into
here.
this
on
full
22
day?
panels. I don't even know where we went. This is what happens when you're in 3 different time zones with an ocean in between and like too much tea, too much coffee. So, how far ahead have you planned on this? I mean, is this you'll keep going as long as people pay you to do it, or do you have an arc that within your head?
There's definitely an arc. Yes, there is an arc. Geezer, as we have planned it, runs for 5 issues. So I'm sort of like right now where I am, like halfway through. I mean, like the issue 3 is penciled. I've inked quite a bit of it. So I'm going to say we're like sort of at the halfway point in the entire project.
Yeah.
But that's the first arc. It's really the Geezerverse awaits after that.
Yeah,
We've just set up the very basics now. Of,
I mean, have you started considering the super deluxe box set?
Of course.
And what would that look like?
Oh, of course. Yeah. Yeah. Not absolutely. We do not want anyone to wait for the collection because
No, I mean the Super Deluxe box set
but
is
we
only
never met.
cool
We
if you
may
have
never
the other
be there,
stuff.
but yeah.
Right.
Oh yeah.
We're looking for the 30th anniversary of Giza.
Yeah.
Okay.
To put it all together as a 12-inch box set with
I thought this was the 30th anniversry of Geezer.
Oh, the
it is
original Geezer.
actually,
Yeah, just the 30th anniversary of our publication telling the Geezer story.
So there you could get
Yeah,
something like this,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You get something
The
like
12-inch versions rather than the 7-inch. Maybe add
There,
color.
there was always a plan. There was always a plan to sort of like, once we'd got all these issues out, to bring them back together, put them out as a 12-inch, as a remastered 12-inch, so we could sort of like make all the speech bubbles.
But then in the Super Deluxe
on the page, so you can see more of the art. And I don't know if we'll do it like we'll go color. But
in the Super Deluxe version, Philip, you also need to add the cassette demo. So you got to make it like smaller. Do your thumbnails.
Oh, we'll do a tiny one as well. Yeah. Yeah. Yes.
Well, certainly, I actually I tried to persuade Philip, and hopefully we will at some point share some of Philip's process for Giza, because his pencils and his sketches and cover plans are fantastic, and I would imagine that kind of material would make it to the
I'd be all over it.
Extended version. So
I pay way too much for that stuff.
Okay.
Yes. I absolutely think
I'm just throw that out there right now.
Done.
You add a piece of original artwork, I don't actually necessarily stretch for it, but like you add in process stuff that I'm going to look at once, and then it's going to sit in a box until I look at it again 10 years later to show it off to somebody. I pay way too much money for that.
This is yep. Well, we'll do the expanded version, and then we'll do Giza the Tad version.
Oh
no, but
so
that's quite a long way in the future. At the moment, we're getting, if we can get one issue out a year, we're happy.
Yeah, so absolutely not wait for the collection.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to issue 4, actually.
Well, again, any real collector needs the originals before they have the collection.
Oh my God, yeah. I mean, imagine like
you buy the collection so you can keep your originals in good condition.
Indeed.
And only pull them out for special occasions. The collection is for reading in the bathtub. The originals you pull out and you very carefully read.
Yes. You want to like
barely touching it.
When all the other Giza fans come over to your house and like, you've got the collection.
Right. Exactly.
I have.
You put Geezer on the turntable.
Yep.
Yeah, if you've got the first issue of Giza, first printing, and that's the same as having the Sex Pistols Anarchy in the UK on EMI.
Yep.
It's not the same. It's better.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Now, Clash bootlegs. So Will, you're drawing a lot from experience. I was just rereading both Geezers, and it was kind of cool watching the whirlwind trip across the United States. Was that your first trip to the United States? Was in the band?
Some of that. Unfortunately, my band wasn't as successful enough to be invited back for a proper van trip across the States. So when Cud went over, it was a 5-gig meet and greet, the record company, where you spend all day doing idents and hanging out with the record company, shaking hands, signing albums for competitions, and then playing a gig to a very small audience in a university town where no one's never heard of you. And then the record company says, "That's fantastic, guys. We'll invite you back in 6 months, and you can spend a whole month touring across the US." And we go, "Yeah!" and that's the last we hear of them.
You are aware that you don't need to be invited by the record company. You can get a tourist visa, call up the clubs 2 towns ahead, and just rent like a beater and drive yourself.
Well, there is that element, but then there's like you end up just spending all your money and not going in return for it. And the difficulty being on a major label was that without their support,
Wait a minute.
couldn't really
You're
tour, couldn't really
implying
tour.
that musicians are supposed to make money.
Well, in those days, you were kind of like in the pay of the record company, and for my band, it was the end of the end
I
of the
mean, I don't think
career.
you understand the American punk rock scene.
I don't think you
Where the
understand what the
idea of
situation of the
making
band in the
money, I
States.
mean, that's only for sellouts.
Well, I would very happily have like traveled around the States playing, but unfortunately, the status with the band was that the record company would support us on tour, and only support us on tour if they released a record for us to promote. So when it came to our last year, and they kept rejecting our songs, so we were kind of running out of money. We had no records coming out and no gigs. So it was, that was the point where I left and decided to become a
Well, I think for the triumphant Cud Return to America tour that I'm certain you're planning,
Mhm.
you should read Nate Powell's new book because it really gives you the outline of true punk rock. You set up concerts in people's backyards and then you sleep on their couches. The goal is to make enough money for the gas to the next town. And like you make your own tapes and you sell them at the show.
Well, this sounds great for a 26-year-old.
No, this is more like the 19 or 20-year-old.
Yeah,
Most
but
26
for me
year olds.
now, it's like when I go on tour, it's like, the Premier Inn, the comfy bed, and the full English breakfast in the morning. This is the life. Well, obviously, when we started out, it was like that. We'd turn up in a van, we'd get paid 50 quid if we were lucky, and that
Right.
just about covered costs. And we would actually ask on stage, said, "Can anybody put us up for the night?" We haven't got anywhere to stay. And generally, we'd be sleeping in someone's living room, on the floor.
Yeah, so I think the punk aesthetic, the punk thing where you're sort of like going from town to town, it does still exist, but sort of like I don't know what English band would go like, yeah, let's go to America and do that.
Well, I mean, your English accent would open lots
Possibly, yeah.
yeah.
I just
I
don't
mean,
know where
there's this
I don't know where
theory
you get the money
anyway.
from to get to the US with your equipment anyway.
Well, I mean, I keep hearing about how good swimmers English people are. You're always swimming across the channel.
Yeah.
It's not that much
You
farther
gotta
to swim to
get
the
in,
States, is
get
it?
in that, get in your white van and just strap a bunch of like pontoons to it.
I would say, in terms of actually cut playing in the States, we probably made it impossible by things that our singer said in an interview, because our circumstances for going to the States, we didn't have a working visa to play gigs. So had to, like, half the band went over with guitars and under the understanding that they were just going to play some demos or jam in front of the record company to show them some songs, and the rest of us came over separately with our luggage. And then when we got back, we had a front cover feature for the NME in which our singer said, "Hey, we went to the States and played some gigs, but we didn't have a visa." And it's like, for anybody, from wanted to
Actually, the way I
they could check up
understand
on us
it,
and they find out and say, "Hey,
the way I understand it,
back."
though, blatantly confessing to crimes is how you become president of the United States.
Anyway, basically this is what I put into Giza at the end of issue 2, when Martin gets caught out for basically nudity in the streets.
Yeah.
Then it's questions like, "Do you have a visa for playing here?" And that's when the manager blushes and realizes that no, he hadn't sorted this out. And
So that's page 1 of issue 3 is the question about the visa.
Basically, by page 3 of issue 3, they are back home. Yes.
They're lucky not to be locked up. But yeah, I don't think the Geezer will be back very soon to the States in the same way that
No.
never came back to the States. But a lot of that story.
I mean, they
was
have
actually from
opened
Blur.
for Oasis, though. I mean, did they get? I'm looking at the poster right here. They opened for Oasis. Oasis is back together. Just
Hold
call
on,
up
which
your
one?
buddies.
Yeah, loads of people open for Oasis that Oasis would not have chosen and would not want to see on the bill ever again. When you're a massive band, and you get so many people turning up, often it's not the band that choose the support acts, it's the promoter and the record company. The record company will say, "We will pay you 100 grand if you put this band on the bill," and they'll say, "Yeah, right."
Somebody paid 100
Yeah.
grand for Geezer.
This was earlier in their career, so a
Early days,
little
they
less
probably
than
paid
that. I mean, Oasis
quid
would
and
have, yeah, it would have
rate
just
of
been,
Stella. That's what they
yeah.
paid.
Oasis
Anyway, I'll
Stellar
just
and
go
I
back
mean,
to
I'm
that.
pretty certain you could. I'm pretty certain you could be on the headlining band for 100 grand.
yeah.
Get your
I don't
name
know.
up on the marquee.
I don't know about that. I think Oasis are expected to earn millions each for this next tour.
That's true.
Um,
That's true.
I just want to go back to that American tour we put with Geezer. It was
Right.
a little bit on Cud's experience, but also from Blur's experience, reading about their tour of the States when they went a little bit insane, and that's when they decided to come back and
And invented
identify
Britpop.
themselves as being British. Yeah, they came back and said, like, let's forget this kind of like compromise. Let's just go to what we like, which is all British music, and sod trying to appeal to fans of Nirvana and grunge. We'll just do what we feel feels right for us.
And then invented Britpop, basically.
I mean, I think in general, and I know many record executives don't see it this way, but the bands that do the best are the bands that are themselves, and either they're good enough that they become the sound, or they
Yeah,
have the audience of people that like them. As soon as you start trying to be somebody else, the fans of
agree.
that music won't like you because you're a poser. And
Well,
this
that's
is
that
this
one of
is
those
a
cosmic truths.
yeah, this is the theme in Giza that Martin Bland attempts to be successful by copying what is trendy at the time. So he goes from being this kind of like baggy Manchester dance indie band to being Britpop, to being something more rocky like Oasis through his.
so will he go through a Vanilla Ice phase?
Unfortunately, not. I would have liked. Yeah, that would be. I'd love to see Philip draw that one. But yeah,
I
this
feel like we're coming up with outtakes for Philip to try.
Yeah, thanks. All the stuff that, yeah, the stuff I don't have time to. Well, I don't have time to draw most of it.
I think we need the Geezer verse Sergeant Pepper cover.
Yeah,
That won't take long,
You
will
need
it,
to start
Phil?
employing some different artists, I think.
I will say on the same theme of like bands compromising for success, it's not just the bands trying to seek that. My experience is like you get signed up to a record label and they try
Oh
to
yeah.
give you what they think.
No, it's
will sell.
almost all the record label the way I
Yeah,
understand.
so you get pushed into the corner. So they have control because they decide what gets released. They can reject demos and say no, we want it like this. They can often choose the producer, when and where they release it, and to what radio stations they want to release it to. So they can try to make you into something that doesn't feel genuine.
Now, can I
That's
just,
what Cut suffered. We were kind of pushed to be something we weren't, and eventually broke us. And then we came back about 10, 15 years later without a record company, and we were back to what we were meant to be. We enjoy it far more now. Our fans like us because we make new music that sounds like Cud. It doesn't sound like Cud trying to be some transatlantic compromise band.
now, can I just like interject and say this is like exactly what's happened to sort of like us in comics as well. We've like sort of both like been through the system and been like spat out of the other end and rediscovered, what we love about it. Like, Cud have like really sort of come into their own again, like after being through the system and sort of coming out and just doing it themselves. And I feel like that's what we're doing here as well with the comics.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know your work as well as Shelley does. But when I flip through your old work, and the middle way, I mean, this reminds me a lot of early, I mean, I think I told you one of the first times we talked that I read Kill Your Boyfriend years ago before I even knew who you were. And I'd always loved that art style. So as soon as I picked this up is when I actually went, oh, wait a minute. I bet you.
Uh-huh.
I went and looked. I'm like, oh,
Makes sense
because
now.
it's got more of that. I mean, refined and better, but um, kind of the punk rock feel to it.
Yeah.
The
Well,
you know,
yeah, I don't think I ever completely lost that, but you know, you get pushed in different directions.
right,
Like this, like
right.
you were saying, like Will was saying about the, you know, producers and record companies wanting to put their own, you know, they've got their own ideas about what you should sound like. It's the same with the comics, you know, you sort of get pushed in different directions. You end up doing things that you don't care about, and
Well,
here we are
actually,
now doing what we want to go.
um, something that I think about from time to time, probably a fair amount. Um, where is the line between allowing yourself to be pushed by people that don't know what they're talking about or whatnot versus a good editor? Because there's so many artists that if they don't have the right editor, if they don't have the people that will rein them in, if they don't have the people that say, oh, that's great, but let's dial it down or tighten it up or whatnot,
Yeah.
you'll see the art get bloated or lose its thread or whatnot. So, you know, it's very rarely the case that great artists, at least in my experience, work completely alone. They've got some check on them,
Yeah.
you know. So
Yeah.
how do you balance that as an artist? How do you try to tell the difference? Does that
Um,
question make any sense at all?
it does. It makes sense. Yeah, but I know there's like different parts of your brain, I guess, that like, you know, there's always sort of like this sensor, just like experience, just like lived experience shows you
Right.
what's going to work and what's not.
But obviously, with Giza, we are very lucky that we have a very
We
good
do
editor.
have an editor, yes, yeah,
Yes. You have a very talented editor.
who's
Say hi to her for me.
Yeah.
much more hands-on with Will than she is with me. That, as in sort of editing, anyway. But
Yeah, I was about to
like
say, I mean,
really, I think most of the editing is done. It's either most of the editing's done before I even see the script, or which is
Yeah,
like,
mostly Shelley's comments are mostly think about the weather.
yeah,
Have it rain in one scene.
yep,
Otherwise, yeah, it's actually something I don't think about at all. You know, I don't think I think about where it's at, but I don't think about when it's at and what the weather's like.
mhm.
So yeah, it does create a mood. Just eat that. I'm being facetious, but that's it's really important to create the mood and think about the place and the timing. You know, are they standing in a puddle? Are
Yeah,
they under an umbrella? Are they sunbathing, wearing sunglasses? All these kind of things need to be thought about.
it's all
And
part of
Kelly
the
also put
world.
some
It's
kind
part
of
of
pauses into it, and said like there should be some moments where it's not like everybody's asking a question and being answered, but maybe there's a panel where it's just someone pulling a face, expressing themselves. And I'm so glad that those panels have been put into it because Philip's really good at drawing the physicality of characters and the way they might pose and respond. Even if they're not part of a conversation, it's how they feel about what's being said around them is just spot on with all that.
well, thank you. I do try.
But yeah, we all need an editor. You know, the worst thing is when a writer or an artist is just given free rein and just explode on the page, and it just becomes, you know, gibberish. You know. I will actually say that about J.K. Rowling, you know, because she became so popular and huge that the Harry Potter books became like fatter and fatter, and they needed to be cut down and have a bit more pace to them. It just like she could do whatever she wanted, and nobody would say no. And well, Paul McCartney as well. You know, who dare say
Yeah.
no to Paul McCartney and say this lyric is banal? You should drop this song from the album because it's not as good as the rest. And then he just goes back to say, "I'm Paul McCartney from the Beatles." You know, you know,
Right.
I've been doing this for like 60 years. You know.
I actually often use the Metallica just because like their earlier albums are mostly 4 to 6 minute songs. And then they start, all of the songs are like 8 to 11 minutes. And if you listen to the song and you're a fan of it at all, because I mean, Metallica is obviously not everybody's thing. It's not even my thing a lot. I just love them for this example. Um, like each part of the song is good, so you can't come up with a single part that you would take out. But then when you go, oh, but this guitar solo could be a minute rather than 3. And this drum bridge could be 60 seconds rather than 90 seconds. And the next thing you know, you have all the good parts in a 4.5 minute song rather than a 9 minute song. But they'd gotten big enough that I don't think anybody was saying that sort of thing to them. It's just like, oh, you want to go nuts? Go nuts.
Yeah, I'd say the flip side to that is I would love to make Geezer, every issue of Geezer, about 50 pages. There's so much that we cram into every issue. You know,
I mean, again, I will pay for the
pages of
extended
artwork and
versions
fill it
too. I'm all
so
for
detailed.
Oh, I'm all for doing that.
put the
Yeah.
B-sides in. Put the B-sides in. I like this. So before we get to the super deluxe edition, we'll have the 5 issues, and then we'll have the extended version of those 5 issues, where each issue includes 10 extra pages.
Yeah, one page was just going to be set in the studio, like the band members having a fag break outside the studio, smoking a cigarette, just like, God, needed this,
Right.
and that's
Like
just going to be
those,
it. So like 6 panels.
that sounds fine. I could do that. We have
it's like, to make it realistic. There's going to be a lot of hanging around before a show, where they're just waiting for, you know, they're waiting for the support band to finish so they can put their drum kit on stage, just hanging around.
Oh,
I like that.
Honestly, I want to do all those scenes. But one thing we have done in the past 2 issues and are doing in this one now, because our first stretch goal on Kickstarter is to add more pages. It always means adding at least one more page of comics, which in the past has been like we've taken like one of the characters from the main story and sort of like given them their own page. So we're that sort of fits into the same sort of thing. I'd love to do that with like so many of the characters in the book. I want to see I want to see the adventures of the original US geezer from were they from Ohio or Idaho or something?
Cleveland, yeah.
Cleveland, yeah.
Yeah.
So you know, like so many of these things deserve their own sort of couple of pages as well. But so we'll get to deal with somebody else in issue 3.
No,
See,
you've just inspired me there. I actually would like to do that with the American geezer going over to Britain to tour and being told that to be Ohio geezer.
Get yourself another.
I think it should be Geezer, Ohio.
Yeah. Geezer OH.
No, I'm
Geezer, OH.
Right. Yeah. I'm envisioning like the 16 panel page of just oh, what's the drummer's name? I'm so terrible with names.
Yes.
What I'm picturing a 16 panel page of just her smoking a cigarette.
Yeah. Oh, that's yeah, definitely.
I think the things you would wind up doing with her in those 16 panels would be fascinating and like easy to miss, but like a person like me would be going, wait a minute, that hair moved.
I do. I so hope there are more
She's
people
rolling
like
her eyes here. What's she thinking about in this one?
I hope there are more people like you out there, because that's what
Have,
every time I draw her anyway, like
have,
you can always sort of see what's on her mind. Like even if she's off in the background, you can see what she's thinking about.
Well, I'd love to write a page. I'd say I've already written the 5 parts, but if I could go back, I would love to draw a page like that where there's an argument with the rest of the band. And so you see their word balloons as they're arguing. And she's just like sitting back, having a cigarette at the back of the stage on the drum, just listening to all these arguments and going, oh, this is again,
have either of you
arguments.
have either of you ever read Four Kids Walk into a Bank?
Oh, I haven't actually. No, I haven't read that yet.
Matthew Rosenberg and Tyler Boss. Tyler Boss there are a number of places. I mean, my co-host Tyler and I took a deep dive into it once, and like we were literally looking at pages and going, now did he copy the panel or did he not? No, I don't think he did. I think the eye is slanted just a little bit, and man, that like because so much of it like yeah, no, it's I don't even know how to describe it. You should go if you trust Tyler and I to actually deconstruct a comic, you should go listen to that episode.
Mm-hmm.
But you should also, I mean, I'm actually kind of proud of that one. We had fun with that, but I can't recommend that book enough. Some of the stories, so many of the storytelling decisions are just they're simple, but they're things you've never seen before.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
I like the sound of that. Yeah, I'm like, I'm all about that. Yeah.
I mean, so
I
much
love
of it is
those
deceptively
yeah, it's like sort of
right.
like panels that it looks like you're just repeating the panel, but no, there's just like
Right.
there are these little sort of like just
or
tiny, the
sometimes
tiniest
like
thing that shows the passage of time. And
there's one like God, I think they put 20 panels on a page even where they're all crammed into the backseat of the car, and we are pretty certain that like the first 14 of them are the same, and then the guy in the middle throws up. And it goes, it's the same angle until the head goes down. Then the head comes up, and I mean, it's just, they have a conversation on a trampoline, but the camera angle stays the same. So you're seeing their feet.
I like that idea,
yeah. Yeah, no, I can't recommend that book enough. They knocked it out of the park.
yeah, that sounds up my street. Yeah.
Yeah. And
I like the idea of that breaking
they just sold movie rights. So whether it gets made into a movie or not, hopefully they made some money.
Yep.
Which reminds me, the rights to Giza are still available. Talk to Philip's agent.
Is that just the movie rights, or do you also have stage and musical rights available?
If you want to do a limited edition Hostess Winky based on Giza, that's also a possibility.
Yep. Or just use our product in your hands, maybe. Like drop one of those into an ad.
The Martin Bland Funko is Funko Pop. Yeah, it's waiting to be done.
Yeah. So you just reminded me.
I'm not going to be done with Geezer until I have toys. Okay.
I'm all for Geezer toys. Geezer toys would be amazing. I am the easiest mark when I like it. and I like this. It's just fun. I mean, I like music and I like comics, and I really like it when people put them together, because half the time when I'm proclaiming comics as the perfect medium, people will go, "Oh, but you can't have music." And I'm like, "Sure you can. You just got to be creative about it."
Yep.
I mean, I can hear the lyrics when I'm reading them. I have a feeling for what they sound like, and if they sound like something else, that just means that I had a good cover in my head.
Yeah.
Well,
Or a good
that's the thing. So
imagination.
I write lyrics for the for Geezer, and I have them. I have Martin singing them.
Right.
But I, when I write the lyrics, I do have some kind of rhythm and a bit of
Right.
tune, in my head. So I don't just write random words. They've got to scan. They've got to follow a kind
Right.
of, this is the
Oh
verse.
no, you can tell the people who put random words into singers' mouths in comics, because you can't feel a rhythm. You know, I mean, yeah, there's a difference between the people who are actually musicians and the people that aren't, but that's not nearly as big as the people that go, "Oh, it's comics, I can just put whatever." Because like when you're reading it and you're like, I can't feel a beat. It's like you're showing me a punk band and you're giving me like German experimental mixed with William
Yeah.
Shatner
It's like you
in
had me
terms of
convinced
the
up until this
rhythm.
point. Yeah.
Yeah, I would hope that the lyrics that I've given Geezer would work to a song. I actually did send some full lyrics to a Geezer song to the main songwriter in Cud, because I was hoping he would actually get round to writing some music for it. Still
See, I
waiting.
thought you were going to say that you'd sent them to Shatner, because a Shatner cover of the Weezer or the Geezer song that hadn't even been recorded yet would be like just next level meta.
Hmm.
Yeah, I
Um,
mean, these all spark out the idea that if there was space to have Geezer write a song that is covered by a band that does much more with it. Uh,
right.
but then if they did, then Geezer would probably earn the money for it, and it'd be a happy ending.
Now, this is what you should try to do though for your super deluxe edition. You should manage to make the Geezer cover album, even though there was never a Geezer real album to listen to.
Yeah.
Philip is doing the
So
album
say you.
at the
Yeah.
moment. There is an album cover which will appear in issue 3.
Hmm.
Uh, yeah, if we do get round to doing the 12-inch version, I would like to get round to recording a whole Geezer song, put it out as a 7-inch single or in some format. I'd like to actually complete that.
There are going to be some beautiful packages coming out of this. I think when we do, if we do, when we get to compiling it, there needs to be sort of, as part of the 12-inch hardback, there's going to be a slot there for when you get the 12-inch. There's going to be like all the sort of like slots where you put all your original issues in, and all your badges and all that stuff, all the loot. There'll be space for the loot. It'll be a trunk. It'll be a Giza trunk, and you'll not only get the 12-inch full size remastered, but
I mean, I sometimes put my stickers on stuff. Will it come on the camera? Not quite.
oh,
I have one of the summer camp stickers on
yeah,
on my laptop, right? Got my hack pack chocolate pain pudding.
good.
These things should be vacuum packed, mint condition.
No, I don't even do that with my toys, though. That does remind me, Philip, what did you do with your Phantom Menace toys?
I still have some of them around. Yeah,
Okay.
there's got to
I
be
was about to say, my
got to be
kids and
something right
grandkids played
here.
with mine, so
I
they're
can,
still good for that.
you know what? Our poor kid was not interested in Star Wars. We sort of
What?
pushed him, but nah. No, I have plenty of my own toys here. I don't see any Phantom Menace
See, and
toys.
Star Wars toys were just the perfect creative thing, because at least through like the Phantom Menace, every single character, they're on screen for like 10 seconds. They get an action figure, which means you don't just act out the movies, you make your own stories with your action figures. They're like the perfect
Well,
kids
that's
creative tool.
my favorite action figure is always the people in the background, because they're the ones with
Yeah,
they're the ones with the interesting stories, I think.
right.
I
Because
wanna,
you get to make them up yourself.
yeah, yeah,
And so bringing it back to Geezer, that's essentially
yes,
what
please do.
Geezer is essentially the background characters from the story of Britpop.
Yeah,
That's why I wanted Geezer action
that's
figures.
that's it. Everyone's a background figure. I mean, that was one of the things we originally talked about, like very early on, was about this whole idea that the people who do make it big, not very interesting. It's all the people who are trying to do things that are the interesting. The people in the background are the more interesting people. And that's why that's sort of it's been an ongoing thing forever. Like for me, anyway. It's been
It's a comic about people in the background,
yeah,
written and drawn by
by
people
in the background. Always
I love it.
mosh pit adjacent. I think Will once called me mosh pit adjacent.
Well, it's getting late for Will. I should probably leave school and drive home to have dinner at some point. And Philip still has how many more hours of sunlight? And
I don't even know. Oh, it's 3. Yeah, we've got plenty of time.
he's
Yeah.
like, I haven't been out. He's
my
like,
day
I'm
has
chained
barely
to the
begun.
drawing table. I don't know what sunlight is.
I haven't drawn anything today yet, so
Yeah, you've got a 90s single sleeve and a page of
yes,
Geezer.
yep.
So I have to ask my favorite closing question. Tell me something you love, preferably a comic, but I'm not too picky. So, if you want it to be music or a novel or a movie, whatever, something that you love that not enough other people have experienced and you need them to because you want more people to talk to about it.
Okay, well, this is something I'm gonna share this. This is something that I've been getting into recently. I blame the singer in Cut Carl. He usually has control of the music in the dressing room, and he's been playing this one band over and over again, which are so uncool, but they're actually really good. And it's the Moody Blues.
Oh,
Okay.
They did. They recorded
I have
7 amazing albums in the early 70s. I'm not talking about Nice in White Satin. Everybody thinks about that, and it's annoying. But after that, they did this really kind of mixed up psychedelic stuff and funk and all kinds of stuff. The albums after Nights in White Satin are really cool.
Then I have to go explore the Moody Blues
because everyone thinks it's going to be naff. But that's what I'm listening to at the moment.
The Moody Blues, fantastic.
Yeah.
Tad, I can't beat that. I don't know. I've got nothing. I've got nothing here.
You got nothing. Well, then introduce that.
Tell us what is that?
Is that a monkey machine behind you?
No, I'm more interested in the drum. Is that a drum machine or a mixing desk? The orange gadget behind you.
This one.
Yeah.
That's it. Oh, it's it's a TR3 ripoff. It's like
okay, so it is like a drum machine. So.
Well, it's more like a. I mean, it's more of a. I don't know. I mean, I think originally it was like made as like a baseline thing, but I think it was one of those things that was sort of like picked up by the acid people. It does those acid bass lines with like, and you can squelch and stuff. Excellent. But it sits there. It never gets turned on. So I have a lot of equipment like that actually. From at some point I must have made some money and I bought a few things. And
there's probably a MIDI keyboard behind you as well.
There is.
It could be forming. There could be Geezer, and then there could be.
There is a drum machine back there as well.
So are we discovering that Philip Bond would actually be a musical member of Geezer as well as to design their album
I
art,
would be. I'd be the Bears, certainly. I imagine myself more like, like in the original Human League, they had like there were two singers, two people who played synth, and this one guy who ran the slides,
Yeah.
at the
Ian
shows.
Wright. Yeah.
Ian Wright, who was like, he was a member of the band, but all he did was do the slides. Or at least originally, I think he did become musically a member of the band as well. But I think originally he was just the guy who did the visuals.
Yeah, and they were very good. A very good choice of visuals.
Yeah.
I saw the. Yeah.
Sound and music goes together.
Too. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, gentlemen, it is always a pleasure. Geezer number 3 is on Kickstarter for how many more days?
I got another
You
about
think I
16
prepared
days,
for this or something, but kids needed help with their
16 days, I reckon.
math.
Yeah, we're only about halfway through yet.
16 days to go through 2:03 Central Time on October 26th. Why 03?
And we're about $1,200 away from our next.
This would be 12:03 Pacific Time. I'm assuming that Shelley set up the Kickstarter page. Why 03? Why not?
No, it was me that did that. I was
okay. Then why 03?
I was probably writing an Instagram or something beforehand to let people know that here it is, we're live. And then I realized
I did wonder that.
I'm 3 minutes past already. It's just like when you press the button.
Yeah, I wondered why.
Gotcha.
It was entirely my fault. I was trying to fix up some graphics before I hit the go button.
Those 3 minutes are going to be really crucial. They're going to be
could be
hundreds of backers are going to arrive in those 3 minutes.
Yeah,
guaranteed.
See, that's the better way. What went through my head was hundreds of backers will go, "Oh my God, what have I done? Cancel!" That's for the Cleveland Geezer.
Yeah,
the Cleveland Geezers Kickstarter. That'll be what happens for them. You will have only people join in because Top of the Fops, Geezer 3, just looks fantastic. I can't wait to read it. I enjoy every one of these that you guys do.
Thank you.
And
Thank you.
I can't wait to talk to you about issue 4 and then issue 5 and then the Christmas single and then the Halloween special, and we'll come up with more excuses.
We'll keep this going as long as we're alive. Yeah.
So thank you so much,
Okay.
William. Thank you for staying up late for us. Phil, thanks for getting out of bed.
Thanks.
All right, take
I
care.
know
Safe
you
driving.
artists.
Safe driving. See you again soon.
And for 22 panels, this has been the Team Geezer, and we will see you after the next page.
Hey guys, this is Tyler from 22 Panels. I'm here to tell you all about our Patreon. If you enjoy this show, please consider donating to our Patreon to keep this show going. We have many different tiers, all different levels to help you decide what's right for you. Okay, so get on out there to patreon.com/22 Panels Podcast.